marvelous slices, you know how we rockin'. If you diss the block, we pull up and we poppin'. Drake in my backpack, the Glock in my pocket, the clip looking long, plugged in like a socket. I'm ballin' hard, I play for the Rockets. If you want smoke, bitch, your body be droppin'. I foot the little bitch, she from Raleigh. I drove to be caught like a Mozzie.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Sosa back with another YouTube video. Today we finna be reacting to 051 Melly, the Gravedigger Chiraq, BD versus GDs. By Beyond the Fame, Celebrity Stories. Make sure y'all subscribe to them. I'll be fucking with their videos. Now let's get this shit started. Beyond the Fame.
Most reckless BDs out here. But I'm BDK. But he BDK. Hold on.
BDK.
That's how a free throw girl and Vaughn. Freedom niggas though. I'd rather them dead than in jail, bitch.
Yo, that's the worst type. That's like the worst the worst type of hate you could ever have. Like, he'd rather you dead than in jail, so free you. I want you out of jail so I can kill you. Like, this supposed to be Lil Durk and King Von's biggest ops. What the fuck? Hell nah.
Play on me, man.
You got the balls to be yourself. That's why I like your ass.
I'll always be myself.
Yarmel Williams, a.k.a. 051 Melly, a.k.a. The Gravedigger, was born on
look evil,
November 19,
like he's a badass
1991, to his mother, Angie B., and his dad, Yarmel Williams. Now, Melly came up on the south side of Chicago in the Calumet buildings, also known as the Randolph Towers, and this is the origin of his BD connections. Now, after the Calumet Towers were tore down, he ended up moving to 59th and Calumet with his mom, his brother Wu, and his sister Kenji. Now, this was also 600 territory as well, keep that in mind. And he ended up going to Deuceville High, and this is where he ended up getting connected with Mickey Cobras, and this is kind of the beginning of his 051 connection as well. He ended up growing close to a dude that was a part of the 051 crew named 051 Zico, but Zico ended up getting killed. He ended up getting killed by somebody named THF Aki. Now, THF means
what's wrong with
family. And during this time, Melly wasn't too active. He was still going to school, still kind of just being bad, but just kind of being a normal kid. But after his friend got murdered, he kind of jumped off the porch. And Melly wasn't playing no games, man. 10 toes down. And he could move the way that he moved because he had family ties all over Chicago. And on top of that, Melly was just like a cool dude. That's the reason he could be a part of the 051 crew and be a BD, even though most of their ops was BDs. He just kind of moved at the beat of his own drum. And him being cousins with people like TYMB Courtney and TYMB Cortez, who were actually the ones allegedly responsible for the STL members' death of Tuka. So he got uncles like NLMB G Slim, who was a high-ranking member of the No Limit crew. His stepdad, Jerome Golden, aka Fido, he was a high-ranking member.
What's wrong with bro head? Like, why is it pointy but round at the same time? It looks like candy corn. Like his forehead. Looks like candy corn.
For the BDs, he's actually serving life in prison right now for 4 murders. And after his mom passed away, Melly, he ended up having to move in with his dad and his grandmother, who he grew very close with. That's why he had that Granny's Boy tattoo across his chest. But while living with his dad, he would hang out a lot with the Mall Town GDs, and that's the reason why Melly would get arrested a lot around the 67th and the 68th area of the East End Avenue, because he was cool with them. And it's even pictures of Melly with people like Bump J, of the Four Corner Hustlers. So he was all around the city, and he was very well respected and very connected. And around 2011, that's when Melly would really start putting in work, and that's when he would catch his first body. Because in November of 2011, 051 T Streets would be murdered while he was sitting in his car allegedly by M-Thang 600. Now, after this occurred, a war would ignite between 600 and 051. And 051 Melly was looking for some get back. And him and 051 Kiddo would get revenge when they caught Shaq 600 leaving the party with a female, and they ran up on him, shot him multiple times in the head, multiple times in the chest as well. And Melly pretty much copped to this, saying that Shaq was laying next to that garbage, smelling like garbage, pretty much admitting his hand in the crime. And what's even more crazy about this is that 051 Melly was actually living in the hood that he was terrorizing. He was in the 600 area. But like I said, he was a BD. He had a lot of connections and he knew how to move in a certain way. I mean, it's even alleged that he was dating Tay 600's sister and he would be there sometimes with Tay 600 there. That's alleged. But he would often, mock the ops online about taking out Shaq 600. Like I said, saying that he was smelling like garbage and all of that. And, this really incensed the 600 crew.
Y'all was on Twitter going crazy. Y'all niggas from the Rack had Twitter fingers. But like y'all was doing this shit, but y'all had Twitter fingers like a motherfucker. Y'all snitch on yourselves.
And since they was having a hard time getting to Melly, they wanted to get somebody close to him. So what they decided to do was they seen 051 Fathead, a beloved member of the crew. And when they seen him out, allegedly out on this hit, was D Rose, LA Capone, C-Day 600, and Trick 600. And as they seen him walking with his cousin, they let off shots on him, shooting him multiple times in the body. And according to witnesses, C-Day 600 got out and allegedly shot him multiple times in the face. And after this happened, they was online, all of them online, mocking Melly, mocking the 051 crew.
Who want Fathead special with the order of Zach fries? Yo, I ain't mean to laugh, but y'all was real creative with y'all fucking disses. Oh my mama, like I ain't
and, pretty much just taking claim on the body that they had just dropped. Now 051, they wanted revenge. First up on the hit list was C-Day 600. Now they set him up to make him believe that he was meeting somebody to buy some trees. But once he arrived at the spot, 051 Melly was waiting, along with the rest of the crew. They popped out on him, started letting off shots, but C-Day was able to escape without getting harmed at all. Next up on the list was Trick 600. 051 Kiddo caught up with him, let off some shots, and ended up murdering him.
Damn.
Next up was one of the most famous hits in gangland history in Chicago, and that was on LA Capone. Now, LA Capone was murdered by 051 Little Mick, and Little Mick is locked up for this murder right now. He was shot as he was leaving the studio.
What the fuck? Why is Twins' head slanted? The fuck? Y'all niggas look like y'all came from zoos.
Into an alley, shot him in the back. Lil Mick allegedly walked up on him, shot him multiple more times, ending his life and putting up a big score for the 051 crew. Because, see, LA Capone was like an up-and-coming rapper. He had a lot of clout around Chicago. He was gaining some traction in the music game, so he was a big target. And 051 was definitely celebrating being able to take somebody out like him. But see, now it was 600's turn to score, because D Rose and Trilla would catch 051 Little Mark at a bus stop, murdering him, shooting him in his torso and in his head. Now, after this hit occurred, it was said that more people were involved, like King Von, T. Roy, were all in the vehicle, because King Von had tweeted out that he was in traffic with D Rose. T. Roy had also commented certain things about being in that area when that murder occurred. So 600 was able to get a big kill as well, because 051 Lil Mark was a big target too, because he was also probably at that time one of the most famous 051 members, and he had a budding rap career. So he was up and coming as well, and 600 was celebrating again. There was multiple Instagram posts by Dirk, King Von. D Rose even went back to the spot a few hours after the murder and allegedly recorded a video there. I mean, there were different Instagram videos. Like I said, Lil Durk made a pretty famous one.
Bus stop, man. Hey, this bus stop right
That's
here,
where that bit come from?
This is a real famous place, yeah? This is a real
They
famous
had the
place.
bus stop. Nah, Twin. Y'all fucked up.
51 Melly wanted Lil Durk
Real
dead.
famous place.
But see,
Damn.
by this time, Lil Durk was knee deep in the rap game. So he really wasn't in Chicago like that, and he was hard to get to. So what Melly decided to do was kill those closest.
It gets personal.
Starting with Durk's cousin, OTF Newski, who was also a rapper, and just 3 days prior had just signed his deal with Lil Durk. So he was, ready to get into the rap game and become a star just like his cousin. But Melly would cut that short when he caught up with Newski while he was out shopping with a female. Now the story goes, the woman he was with went into the store to do some shopping, and Newski was sitting in the car. That's when 051 Melly popped out on him, shooting him several times in the torso.
Right
Newski tried to drive away, but he just ended up crashing into the front of his store. That's where he died. And Melly definitely took credit on this hit. But see, Melly, he wasn't done terrorizing Durk yet. And that's when he put his target on Durk's other cousin / manager, OTF Chino. When he caught him sitting in the vehicle, walked up on him, shooting him multiple times, striking him in the head. And again, he let Durk know he was the one that was causing the pain. He was the one killing his family members. This had Durk want Melly dead more than anything. And allegedly, he put $150,000 on Melly's head, sending all kinds of killers.
He put $150K on his head like a GTA fucking hit. God damn, what the fuck?
And OPPS of the 051 crew, Melly's way. First up, to try to collect the bag on Melly's head,
y'all's a
was
GTA
trigger-happy
server.
family member by the name of THF Raheem. One day, he saw 051 Melly and another 051 member named Ario standing out on the corner, and that's when he decided he was going to slide down on them, letting off multiple shots, shooting Melly in the head and in the foot, and also shooting 051 Ario in the head as well. But they were both able to live through these gunshots, probably because he just used the 22. Unfortunately for Raheem, he didn't get the money, and he would pay for that with his life, because 051 Melly and 051 Ario caught up with him less than 2 weeks later.
Damn, he got the nigga that tried to get the money for the hit?
Actually, 051 Ario's locked up for this murder as we speak, but he never told on 051 Melly.
He said solid, no gun and no 6'9".
Kind of took things to another level.
He looks sad as fuck,
THF Raheem,
probably wish he did.
He was the stepson of a THF general, Bezu.
Oh shit, he OTF,
legend in Chicago. And once Bezu knew that 051 Melly was behind the murder of his stepson, it raised the stakes, and he was ready to put in work. So now 051 Melly really had the trigger happy family, the 600 squad, really gunning for him. So he had to move smart. And like I said before, he was able to move smart because he was well connected. He also had a good friend by the name of Mubu Crump, and they bonded because Mubu Crump hated Lil Durk just as much as 051 Melly did. Even though at a certain point, Mubu was cool with Durk. He was even in one of Durk's music videos back in the day. But at some point, their relationship turned sour, and now they were sworn enemies, making a lot of threats to each other online. And Mubu Crump was infamous for dissing the dead ops. He was always counting up the bodies. That's why they call Mubu Crump the scorekeeper. At the same time, I think him being so close with Mubu Crump got him in trouble.
And he was a fan.
Excessive Instagram dissing of the ops. It made him high priority. It made the other side really want to take him out.
A Chicago rapper related to prominent rapper Lil Durk was shot until lifeless Saturday afternoon in Chatham. MacArthur Swindle, aka OTF Nunu, 21.
Them left Newski. There's right here.
Damn, he went live.
They left his tweak.
THF Bezu would finally get his opportunity to silence the scorekeeper once and for all when he caught Mubu Crump and 051 Melly hanging out in an alley at a party that was going on. Allegedly, he was in the company of Lil Steve from Lamron and Little T, from the Trigger Happy family, and that's a female. They all pulled up on 05.
That's a female? That young MAF bitch. She run up on me, I'm putting my hands up, I'm scared. Y'all Chiraq females different. That's all I gotta say. You got full tracksuit on. She looking trim. What the fuck? I think she a nigga. I said, hey, twin, you got that shit on. I come with twin thing, dabbing them up. Her.
Melly
like,
and
damn,
Crump
what the
started
fuck?
letting off shots, hitting Crump multiple times in the torso. He was rushed to the hospital, but he was later reported dead, and hitting Melly several times in his arm, almost killing him. Allegedly, he was grazed in the head as well during this attack. Melly was feeling the pain, but the pain wasn't over, because Melly would again lose someone close to him when he lost his good friend, Motor from Gyro City. He had grown very close to him, and he had formed an alliance with STL EBT and FBG Duck and Gyro City. They were all clicked up, and they all had common enemies, being OTF, O-Block, 600, THF. They all wanted to take that side out, so they all bonded over that, you know, play cards and things like that. But Motor...
Nigga. So they bonded over just their hatred for their ops. Like, they said playing cards, talking about some, hey, twin, them just gonna kill my partner. Damn, them niggas just killed my partner too. Damn, them niggas killed my partner too. Like, fuck them niggas for real. Like, fuck them niggas. Them niggas some bitch. Like, they just keep killing us. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean playing cards bonding over that shit?
Ended up getting killed one day as he was leaving a Go-Low gas station, a spot that's infamous in Chicago for an 051 hangout, and people affiliated with 051 would be there. So a lot of the ops would slide on that gas station, hitting people up as they would come, and they end up catching Motor. You know, him and another member named Side as they was leaving the gas station. Now, allegedly, 600 was behind this hit, so it was just more pain on Melly's plate. But see, the rest of the ops, the other people that Melly had attacked throughout time, was still on the 051 crew. And eventually, they got another member named 051 Bankroll Q, and he was killed by Little Dell of the Folly Boys and TY from GGE as he was attending a party. He was shot multiple times, but Melly wasn't playing no games. And less than 12 hours later after this murder, he caught up with Little Dell, shooting him multiple times in his torso.
Get back with efficiency.
Little Dell was able to make it to the hospital, but he was later pronounced dead. Not too long after this, he caught up with TY from GGE. As TY was sitting on a car talking to friends, Melly pulled up, rolled down the window, shot him multiple times in the chest, drove off. Another hit under Melly's belt. The legend of 051 Melly was on the rise. He was dropping a lot of bodies on the op side, and he was causing them a lot of problems, a lot of headaches, and they wanted him dead. But even though they would diss him a lot on the internet, shoot at him, made multiple attempts on his life, somehow, some way, they still had like respect for him, because him and THF Bezu have some legendary Instagram lives where they're just going back and forth like in a cordial way, saying that, yes, I'm gonna kill you when I see you, but they're actually somewhat nice to each other when they speak in, you know, during their lives. I mean, even King Von, who is legendary when it came to dissing his ops and relentless when it came to that, even he had to give it up for 051 Melly.
That nigga Melly, now he one of them niggas you could talk to, you know what I'm saying? You could talk to him because he cool. And he got a little points whatever he did, you know, so it's okay.
Yeah, King Von respect.
Now he tell me, I highlight the nigga and shit. The nigga I made he dead right now. But like, he tell me this when he's alive. He like, I knew you was gonna get out shorty. You lost your best friend. God had to let you out. You see what I'm saying? Like God, he owed you that. I thought that's some real shit for a bitch ass op ass nigga to say, okay?
That nigga came up for your foot. He said some real shit. You still a bitch though. You still a bitch. I don't fuck with you. That was some real shit though. That was some real shit though.
Even with the respect of his ops, 051 Melly still wanted him dead. And he definitely wasn't done with Little Dirk. He wanted to do to him what he had already been doing, taking out those closest to him since he couldn't get the little Dirk himself. And next up on that list was his blood brother, D-Thang, Baby D from Central City, and OTF Fresh. They were all leaving the club. 051 Melly followed them, pulled up alongside of the vehicle, letting off multiple shots, hitting all three men, only killing one. He killed Baby D, Dirk's blood cousin. So that will be the third cousin that 051 Melly has taken away out of Dirk's life.
What did Lil Durk do to you? I just want to know. Did he take your lunch money, nigga, when y'all was younger? Did he fuck your mama? Like, what the fuck did this nigga do for you to kill three of his cousins? God damn, twin.
Melly was becoming an unstoppable force to his ops. He began to, call himself like the king of the streets and things of that nature. I think he started to maybe believe some of the comments that was being left under his Instagram lives. People telling him how much of a legend he is, how much of a killer he is. I think he kind of rebelled in knowing that he had that type of reputation, that people feared him, that people knew the work that he put in. At the same time, I think that Melly knew he wasn't going to live too long, and he just made the decision and the deal with the devil that however much time he had left here, he was going to spend it wreaking havoc on his ops. But see, it wouldn't be the ops that would end up getting the Melly. It would be a crew who he had affiliations with. See, the Gyro City STL EBT 051 connection that I was talking about earlier, they was also cool with Taekwon World, who had ties to STL. But see, Melly had an altercation with a member from Taekwon World named 007 Nate, an altercation that led to Melly sending Nate a message by going to his crib and shooting up his crib with his girlfriend and his newborn baby inside. This sent 007 Nate over the top. Now, later on that night, 051 Melly was attending a party for a beloved STL member named Can't Get Right. It was in his memory because he had been murdered. But while at this party, 007 Nate showed up. And when he showed up, the following happened.
Oh shit. Damn, I was not expecting that shit. God damn. Shots fire. Call the ambulance. Call the ambulance,
man. It's a sad situation.
God damn, for real.
Losing your life so senselessly due to the streets. And what makes this story even more sad is that just about a month before Melly died, the mother of his son also died in a freak accident.
Damn, for
she was
real?
hit by a train, like trying to get her cell phone or something. So now you got a little boy out there that lost his mom tragically due to an accident and lost his dad as well. And that just makes it that much more crazy, the whole cycle. But even though with all that going on, the ops was rejoicing.
You ain't get enough,
Melly, one of the top killers, one of the top BDs in Chicago gangland history.
No, what the fuck? When? How? Why? Can't believe this shit, man. My day. One, my homie, my heart. I'm cutting my phone off, man. I can't win. On my sister. Don't put that on your sister. Notice how you put that on his mom. You put that on his sister. You really must hate your sister, King Von. RP you. But you must really have hated your sister. Say that shit.
Was finally
the most sarcastic ass this. He's crazy with that. Them Twitter this.
Twitter.
We won.
Letting them know exactly how they felt about
he took out the other side. That shit that he was like the King Von.
This event would also cause a breakdown and friction between Gyro City, STL EBT, Taekwon World, and 051. Because a lot of the 051 crew felt like, Melly was in Gyro City when it happened. He was invited by STL members, and they just felt like basically he was backdoored. That somebody set Melly up. So you had people from Taekwon World dissing Melly. You had people from 051 dissing Duck. So it's almost like they have beef now. But see, this is what I think. When you choose that street life, you got to get lucky every day. Every day you wake up and hit that pavement, things gotta go your way. Things gotta go just right so you can make it back home in one piece. But see, the other side, the police, your opposition, somebody close to you possibly turning on you, they only gotta get lucky one day. And unfortunately for 051 Melly, that day came. And we lost a young black king due to senselessness. I don't know about young black king. Young black king. Melly was only 27 years old when he died, man. Yeah, R.I.P. Rest in peace, king.
R.I.P. Melly. But that's gonna be the end of the video, y'all. But like he said, the end of the video, that's a real true message. Like, if you choose the street life, if you in the streets, like, all your ops, the police, it's gotta get lucky once. Your ass in jail, your ass dead. So if you choose that life, it comes a lot of risk, and he took that risk. He was a sure good hitman, but took one slip up, man, he was gone. But like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on my future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.
Follow me on IG for video updates.
I know niggas who throwing C's, it ain't Chanel.